Beautiful Saturday in Philadelphia. I had to bring a good friend of mine here, Usamaha. Let me introduce everybody to my good friend Usamaha.
What's going on? How y'all doing out there? I'm Usamaha from District 11 in City. This is an all-around good guy. You know, I don't really got a crazy introduction, but...
Oh man, hold on, I forgot to do something today. The introduction, this is politically incorrect. Through the eyes of Khaleef Alexander. There we go, Usamaha.
Okay, I'm Usamaha from District 11 NIC. You know, this all-around, just a well-known good guy. You know, no crazy introduction, but you know, we here, just showing my good guy Khaleef some love. We're just gonna have a good time. You know?
That's definitely all it's about, man. You know, I always like to start off and ask people, how do we meet? Because the people need to understand these different relationships, but also understand how these relationships can be impactful for people moving forward. So I want you to let the people know how we met, and we can probably talk about that a little bit.
I met you. You was working on Isaiah Thomas' campaign, I believe, in 2015.
Yeah, that was a great year.
I just gravitated to you, man. I was, believe it or not, man, I was just really impressed how you move.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, man. I was just impressed how you move, and I was like, yo, this is a young guy that I have to connect with because you just had positive energy, and I just couldn't believe, because you was in high school at the time, I just couldn't believe how you moved, man. You moved like you've been on this planet.
Oh nah, you know what? It might have been 2013 actually, because you met me when I was in high school for a fact.
Yeah.
So 2015, that's when he had ran again.
That's when he ran again. So
but 2013 we had
probably like around 14.
Yeah.
I say like 14. You definitely was still in high school.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's what I remember about you. Just that positive energy that you had. You was way ahead of your time. I couldn't believe you was in high school. And I just gravitated to you, man. I just knew that you was a person that I should connect with.
Yeah, nah, I was putting in that work. I was putting in that work out there too, man. I remember that year. I'm trying to think. That was the governor's race that year too. That we had.
Yeah, that was just some stressful, hard work, man. I just, you know, it was fun, but it was also hard. But you know, we was successful. Not with Isaiah around that time, but you know, we were successful with other candidates, and you know, we just here.
Yeah, that was definitely a good year, man. I definitely can recall that.
Sure.
You know, so you said that you're an organizer with 1199C. You gotta let the people know what that is, because a lot of people don't really understand what unions do, who they are, and who they represent. So we definitely gotta let the people know that, because this is definitely I said this is one of the informational shows, so we gotta give all this information out there to these people. Like I said last time, get your dictionary, get your thesaurus, get your Google. We gotta get all that situated today. So break it down.
So union organizing, to me it just comes natural. I love it, but a lot of people consider it a difficult job. It's not that difficult to me, but it's pretty much self-explanatory. Union organizing, so places that's non-unions, a lot of jobs, I say like SEPTA, the trash man.
Oh yeah, right there.
Their union been in place for a long time, so when people are hired, unions tend to already be there. A lot of people don't go through the process of actually getting a union inside the facility where they work at.
Okay.
And it's a very difficult process, but I'm union organizing, and basically what I do is I help employees form unions at their job.
Okay.
It sounds simple.
It's definitely not simple.
But it's not simple, because you got to think that most employers, business owners, they don't like guys like me.
Right.
So they spend, some places spend millions of dollars to keep us out. So they tend to threaten workers. They sometimes pay workers off. Sometimes, you know, they bribe workers. They promote workers. So they do a lot of things to keep people organized. So what I have to do is I have to sneak into facilities, hospitals, whatever the place is. I got to dress down.
So you're a James Bond.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Right.
I got to sneak into these places, secretly have meetings with workers, get them signed up, and hope that the boss don't find out. You know, you always have rats, snakes, whatever you want to call them, kiss-ups that go tell the boss. But you got to secretly get people signed up, and once you get enough interest, you you file a petition with the National Labor Board to have an election.
Right.
And workers vote the union.
Yeah, right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Just a quick question: is that the same along the lines for majority of unions?
Yeah, pretty much. Majority unions go through this process unless the employer, we call it like union recognition, meaning we just go straight to the boss. And instead of having an election, you might have a rapport with the owner, or the owner just don't want to spend the money, so you just work out a deal where they just basically recognize the union without going through the fight. So,
All right, right.
but that rarely happens. Most employers, they fight it to the end. So.
Because I'm thinking of a scenario. I'm just trying to inform these people out here. Because just say hypothetically, if you're working at your job and you are, you could be fired, you could be on injured, you could be whatever the case may be. And if you want to form a union at your job, whatever field it is, I'm pretty sure that they have a union for it.
Yeah.
So please take notes on what you just said, because this can be pretty much beneficial to what you're doing in the future. So take notes on what my guy just said, because we need more unions out there. We need more people to be able to represent not only for themselves, but for like a large majority of people. Because when there's a majority of people, majority rules.
Exactly.
We see that in Senate, we see that in Congress, we see that in real life. You go on social media and things of that sort, and whoever has the most followers on social media, like a 6ix9ine type of person, right? they just have they got all the publicity going on.
Yeah.
So
you ain't right.
yeah, you got to bid a little bit, make a little joke here and there.
But you definitely was on point. Unions are very important. Well, we definitely under attack now. A lot of the politicians are changing the laws, making things a lot difficult. Of course, our current president, he's not supportive of unions, so it's just making things a lot difficult. So my assumption is that eventually it's going to get so difficult at one point it's going to pretty much be damn near impossible to union organize. But this is going to we have to rely on the people,
right,
to pretty much not take it back to the old school, because now a lot of people rely on the laws, because it is your right to union organize.
Okay.
But these laws wasn't always in place, so people, they pretty much demanded unions, or they forced the employer to give them the union. So eventually, I think it's gonna get back to those days.
But is it getting evaporate?
It's just like you just say me and you work together, and we just gotta walk off the job and say, look, we need a union.
Right.
Because now it's like a lot of secret. You sign cards, you have elections and things like that. But it's also ways that that business owner can tie things up in court.
Okay.
Can manipulate the systems. I have situations where I won elections, but I lost it in court based on their attorney pretty much. The employer's attorney pretty much outsmarted our attorneys.
Right.
So when you rely on the law, a lot of times it don't work in your favor. But when the people, the people are the power. So forget the law. At some point, you just got to stand up for yourself. And so I'm not looking forward to those days, but I think it's gonna get there.
So we got to make sure that the people out there they put in that work, whereas though we don't have these type of things going on, because we need unions. Like
Sure.
That's something that this country is built on. We have Labor Day. So I don't think a lot of people. Some people just think that Labor Day is for cookouts and
No.
Marvin Gaye and you know what I'm saying, the good songs that come on during block parties and things of that nature. You got even if like this Labor Day in general, that's a holiday we celebrate. Labor. Yeah. So
it's unfortunate us working with the union. Labor Day is a work day for us. So.
yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely Labor Day is connected with, of course, unions. I mean, just working 5 days a week. People don't understand just the 8-hour shifts that came from union organizing. Having to be 18 or I think be 16, have a work permit, because back in the early 1900s, kids used to work.
Right.
Work 18 hours a day, things like that. Work conditions, people that worked in the mines, they got different diseases and things like that.
Yeah, I saw that with the John D. Rockefeller back in 1900.
Yep.
I be doing work.
That's see, you sharp young boy, man.
I be happy. I gotta pull up with everything.
So a lot of people just overlook. I mean, just getting time and a half of overtime. These things all came from unions, because you didn't get these benefits back in the day. So even if you're not union, you reap benefits from being unionized. So
that's cool. No, I definitely You gave me a lot of information, so I'm pretty sure if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, I hope you wrote some of these notes down. Put some of this stuff in Google if you need to double check. But this is all factual information, and it definitely will be beneficial for you to take notes. The next thing that I actually wanted to get talk to you about, I remember last time I was with you, we had went to grab some eats or whatever. What was that, Copa?
Yeah, it's that Copa.
Yeah, that's a good spot. That was a good time.
I
don't like to get free promotion out here. I can't be doing it, giving that free promotion out. But long story short, we was at Copa and we was just talking about like different real estate and things of that sort going on in the city right now. And we see a lot of things going on with gentrification and people from New Jersey, people from Delaware, people from Maryland. A lot of people are coming here and buying homes. Yeah. They're buying homes by the universities and the hospitals because it's a good property. It's like prime real estate. And I just want to get your thoughts on that. And how do you think that people can start to purchase more homes? Because you purchase like your home, you purchase your home. Yeah. So break some of that down for me. Let people know about that too.
I mean, Philly, Philly's hot right now. I think that the bubble is still there. It's still not too late to get in, but I definitely, wish a lot of people would have got into the game years back. I wish I would have got into the game years back because it's coming. You see it. The condos are being built, and a lot of people don't know that they plan to have a train. It's not the Acela. I think it's the Acela train that comes from New York. It gets to Philadelphia from New York. The station's gonna be at Broad Lehigh.
Broad Lehigh, what's gonna be at Broad Lehigh?
The train can get to New York in like 37 minutes.
Word.
Because a lot of people who live in New York, work in New York, that real estate in New York is really expensive.
Right.
So a lot of people are starting to move to Philadelphia, and once that train is in order, it's the perfect situation for them. They can live in Philly, they can make that higher salary in New York. All right.
And what year will this be situated?
It should have already been done, but you know how that go with politicians and things like that.
Right.
So things are still in the works. But so when you know things like that, you already know that the city is moving in the right. Well, I would say the right direction as far as if you're an investor.
Right.
I don't want to say the right direction because a lot of our people are getting pushed out. A lot of our people are not. Some people are making a lot of money that's in that game that look like us, but it should be more of us that's in the game.
I had a talk with an old head of mine, and he was saying that the neighborhood hasn't had any type of development over like the past 10 or 15 years or something like that. People shouldn't be mad that the neighborhood has been built because you haven't done anything to better support the neighborhood. How do you feel about that statement?
He's somewhat right, but then also the resources is not being put into the community.
Right.
And we all work, we all pay taxes. And that's another thing I hate about paying taxes because I can't dictate where that money goes.
That's what J. Cole was saying on one of his songs.
Yeah. And I hate it, that, you pay these taxes, I can't say like, look, put this money in my community because it goes other areas.
Right.
But the resources are not being put into the hood. You notice there's a lot of construction going on.
Yeah.
They're digging up a lot of the old pipes and stuff like that under the ground. They fix like a lot of the sewage issues and things like that. So, and I know they're not doing that for us because these issues, they've been there for a long time.
Right.
You just notice like this how like they just like small things like snow plowing. Now they're plowing more in our areas. You got better policing now and things like that. So in a way I somewhat agree with him because yes we tend to do bring the property value down, but I don't want to say it's because we don't take care of our homes. Right. People don't want to live around us. And that's just like my personal saying is that non-whites, non-blacks, white people, they bring up the property value. Okay. Because people tend to chase them wherever they move. And we're at fault because we're at fault because wherever white people live, we tend to chase them.
I was about to say you can look at that through a historical lesson too,
Yeah.
through the Great Migration, how blacks would move from the south up north, and then you can look at that through white flight, how after the 70s and 80s, that's where whites were moving, and then in the 90s and 2000s you see blacks moving to the suburban areas.
Exactly.
So like I definitely see what you're saying on that component of it.
So if you're an investor, you follow the white people because that's where you're going to make your money. You get in early, you buy properties because eventually the property's going to go up. And what is sad is typically they buy the properties real cheap, and we pay 3-4 times more than what they paid. Sometimes like the condos, they have like different specials. I had like one of my friends who he lives in a nice condo. And he's paying like $800 a month because of some kind of special he got, but the rent is like $2,000. So
that's a good deal.
So, and he's not white. I mean, he's not black. So,
all right, okay.
So how many?
So what is he not from Philly? Or he got like
Well, he's from Philly.
Okay.
But because I always wonder, like, how are these individuals that don't have good salaries, how are they living in these? You know what I'm saying?
Like you talking like somebody that do something like
they might have a basic. They might just be a teacher. It's
right.
Like,
Yeah, teacher.
And how can they afford this $2,025 a month?
Right.
But then I personally know somebody that's black. That's actually, but they're